Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey,
Hello.
and the Lord of Rubik's Cubes, SDA.
Hi guys.
And I'm your host, Scribe Light, the Lord of Stream Promos or something. How are you guys tonight?
Not too bad, you?
I'm okay. I have a bottle of sparkling black raspberry juice. It's yummy.
Why black raspberry?
Because that was what was in the fridge.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That encompasses the totality of my day. I have a bottle of sparkling water in front of me. Yeah. How about you, SDA?
I'm good.
That is good. Let's see. So I have at least one ad to read. And granted that I have Sylvanus's thumbs up to go with this because she had to do something with the real life product this is tied to. So let me know in the chat, Sylvanus, if we're good to go, and then I will proceed. I'm not going to do too much news today unless something really crazy happens because we have a lot of MSS news stuff built up from the last day or two because we fell into the root yesterday and spent a lot of time on that one. I know, and yeah, if we can't come up with any other deep topics, we'll go to the root. Okay, so I got Sylvanus's okay. So this is actually an ad for a real product. So this isn't meant to be funny or anything. So for the sake of the possibility that she may want to clip it to use it for later, if you two could please turn off your microphones for a moment.
Certainly.
And let us hope that I don't stumble over myself in reciting this. All right, here we go. To keep her lost friend with her forever, a lonely girl will create an entire world to cheat death and build a future that could not be. The Hollow Story by Mickey. Fuck, I forgot how to say your name. Hold on. I will do it over again. I had it in front of me. I have to say you have to pronounce your last name correctly. Let me try that again. I apologize. Oh God, I'm an idiot. All right. One more time. Take two. To keep her lost friend with her forever, a lonely girl will create an entire world to cheat death and build a future that could never be. The Hollow Story by Mickey Shefrek. A science fiction tale of love, loss, and the power of imagination. Available now on Amazon, and for a limited time, The Hollow Story is free on Kindle. Check the link in the description. Okay. I apologize.
All set?
Yeah, she has a complicated last name. She sent me the phonetic pronunciation of it so I could get it right, but I still fucked it up. All right. Thank you, Sanguine. Alternate history sci-fi that split from our time in the 1800s.
Ooh, he's actually leaving you a lot of time there.
That's some room to maneuver. I will give that a shot. So let me see. Sanguine. Okay, and then thank you, Whiskey Theorizes. I lost a job I was already leaving today. I argued with an SJW that estrogen and testosterone have differing effects on the brain. I was leaving for more time with my girl. Fighting the good fight, LOL. Jeez. Do you have an ad request, Whiskey? Let me know. And by the way,
if you don't, I have one for you.
Okay. And by the way, the link to Mickey's or Sylvanus's story at Amazon is in the description below. So if you have any interest in that, go there, and it's free for a limited time.
He's got your, what do you want,
sir? An ad for a post-apocalyptic movie where the four horsemen of the apocalypse are Barney the dinosaur, Mr. Rogers, Bill Nye the science guy, and Darkwing Duck. How'd you like that, Sanguine? I don't want you guys competing with each other for complexity at my expense. Jeez Louise. Oh my God. Well, at least I can do a Barney voice. I'm going to have to work on that one.
Sanguine wants us to tell you that sci-fantasy is a blend of sci-fi and fantasy.
Thank you. I have an idea. Okay.
Oh, you got another one.
I saw that. But that was I believe this is a pre-requested one. So, okay, whiskey and sanguine. More likely than not, those will be tomorrow things because I have to put some real thought in them. Okay, so here we go. This was a pre-requested ad. Circus Zero, on behalf of his girlfriend Sarah Plyer, wanted Campbell's soup cereal.
Oh,
So-
I love you.
So here we go. The leaves are changing colors and the mercury's dropping. You know what that means. Winter is coming. And what better way to start off a chilly day than something warm in your tummy, like the homemade goodness of Campbell's new soup cereal. Made from the finest puree of your favorite breakfast cereals. Flavors like Captain Crunch, Cookie Crisp, Circus Zero, and Sarah Plyer. A nice hot bowl of soup cereal from Campbell's. It's barf.
For the record, you don't have to say soup cereal. Saying cereal implies soup.
Oh God.
Yeah, here it goes.
Anyway.
Did you just insinuate I'm a retard?
Do you
A
lick
little bit,
windows?
yeah.
I'm not a window licker.
Do you lick windows for fun and profit?
I do like to press my face against a cold window, though.
Yep,
No.
you're a retard.
I like a woman to
Stand
press her
by what I
chest against a
said.
cool window. That's just me, maybe. Okay, so so the other ads those will be projects for tomorrow, guys, because those are complex. I can't remember. Okay. Now on to the news. I will start with the continuing disasters that are plaguing our Earth at present. And so, as the title of the stream suggests, let's start out with Maria. Emergency crews in Puerto Rico set out on darkened streets. Now that Hurricane Maria has moved past Puerto Rico, search and rescue teams are taking to the darkened streets of an island almost completely without power. The devastating winds had died down to a whisper late Wednesday, and the flooding rains were just a drizzle, but getting around was difficult due to widespread damage and no electricity except from generators. Quote, "We are 100% without power," unquote, a spokesman for the Puerto Rican governor's office said Wednesday. The storm caused widespread flooding and ripped trees out of the ground. More than 10,000 remained in shelters Wednesday night. Quote, "This is total devastation," said Carlos Mercader, a spokesman for Puerto Rico's governor. Puerto Rico, in terms of the infrastructure, will not be the same. This is something of historic proportions. A nightly curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. will take effect Wednesday evening and end Saturday morning. There were no immediate reports of injuries in Puerto Rico, a U.S. territory with 3.3 million people. Maria weakened to a Category 2 hurricane Wednesday afternoon with winds of 110 miles per hour, but is expected to gain strength with the core back over warm water. Maria is next expected to pass by the Dominican Republic and the Turks and Caicos Islands, causing dangerous storm surge and rainfall. The once major hurricane has already killed 7 people on the Caribbean island nation of Dominica, and Gaston Brown, the Prime Minister said Gaston Brown, the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda. Brown said he had been communicating with the Prime Minister of Dominica, Roosevelt Skerritt, who reported widespread devastation and whose own house was shredded by the storm. And there's pictures of just, everything.
Can I just say,
blown away.
that only 7 people died on Dominica is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They got hit when it was a Category 5.
Real quick, thank you, Sweeper Steven. Just stopping in to show some love and I went to the Juggalo walk. I want my ad to be in support of the Juggalos. Oh my. How much Insane Clown Posse lore do I have in my head? Not much. All right, Sweeper, I will give that a shot. Juggalo love. Might be able to get that one out tonight after some MSS news. We'll see. Anyway, sorry, Monkey.
Oh, no. A company I used to work for did business with a business down there in Dominica, and yeah, they got hit when it was a full-blown Category 5, and the island is pretty much destroyed. That only 7 people died is amazing. Yeah,
that is a relatively small number for something that was, and especially since this is the second time they got hit in the last 2 weeks or whatever. But And in a completely separate part of the world and different kind of disaster, Mexico City crews race to save girl trapped in school rubble.
Hmm.
Rescue crews working in silence raced Wednesday to remove a girl trapped in the rubble of a collapsed elementary school in Mexico City. Search and rescue teams made contact with the young girl trapped in Colegio Enrique Rebasman. I guess that's the name of a town, I suppose. She had been given oxygen and water, rescuers said. Throughout the day, crowds gathered behind a barrier outside the school, awaiting news of the girl's fate. As the day went on, ambulances lined up and down the street. Volunteers converged upon the scene, ready to offer supplies, medicine, neck braces, blankets, or a helping hand as soon as rescuers called out for assistance. Inside the secured area, the girl's family waited as members of the Mexican Navy and Marines, the Red Cross, and a professional rescue team called Los Topos painstakingly worked to reach the girl. Throughout the day, they periodically held up their fists and gestured for silence so they could listen for signs of life, a signal that extended a veil of calm over an otherwise chaotic scene. By late afternoon, activity around the secured area grew frenetic. More ambulances and military vehicles lined the street as medical personnel and men with shovels streamed into the secure area. Trucks carried debris into the site to fortify parts of the buildings that are collapsing. The elementary school was one of 16 schools in Mexico City to suffer serious damage in Tuesday's 7.1 magnitude earthquake. The earthquake caused part of the private elementary school to fold in on itself, sandwiching and collapsing classroom onto classroom. At least 25 people, 21 children and 4 adults, were confirmed dead at the school. Luis Felipe Puente of the Ministry of the Interior Civil Protection Unit said earlier Wednesday. As of Wednesday afternoon, 3 people were still missing there and 11 people had been rescued. 40 TV interviewed 2 girls who said they were taking down her English homework as the building began to shake. Quote, "I thought someone was kicking my chair, but I turned around and no one was kicking me," one girl told the station. The English teacher said there was a quake. Our teacher took us to the stairs, and that's when part of the building started to come down. There was dust everywhere we couldn't see. Did they rescue the girl?
If not, this is a really shit story.
Let's see. The rescuers said they wanted to send a camera at a different angle. I guess they're still trying to get her out. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still working on it. So fingers crossed on that one. And my friends down in Mexico City, I was able to contact them briefly today, and everybody and their brother is down there pitching in, regardless of whether they're just a regular civilian or anybody else, including my friends. So, I don't have the words to extend how the hope I have for people to be safe, and condolences to those who have lost, because this is just nuts.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shall we cap off with a trifecta of just dour news?
Sure, why not?
All right. Well, how about Trump? Because Trump and Russia. Why not Trump and Russia? Okay. Special counsel asks White House for documents pertaining to Trump presidency. Imagine that. Special counsel Robert Mueller has requested documents and information covering a range of events from President Donald Trump's White House, including 2 firings and an Oval Office meeting. Mueller's investigators are looking for documents and emails relating to the dismissals of National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and FBI Director James Comey, according to the sources. In addition, one source confirms that Mueller's team wants information connected to the Oval Office meeting Trump had with Russian officials, in which he bragged about firing Comey, saying it eased pressure on his White House. The requests show that parts of Mueller's investigation are focusing on the president's own actions. When have they not been focusing on the president? Jesus. And then they just kind of go into a history lesson of what happened with Comey and what happened with Flynn. So.
Nice.
That's the latest and greatest with Trump, I suppose. Let's see. Scott says, Scribelight, Trump gave some concern towards the victims of the earthquake in Mexico, and every verified liberal lost their shit. Did they? I haven't paid much attention to Twitter today, except for a little bit because I was busy with a bunch of other stuff. So I'm kind of in the dark on any other scandals and drama. Is there any other big news stories you want to talk about otherwise that I've missed out on? I'm checking.
No, everything I see. I wrote down things to talk about, guys. I had some ideas, and so I wrote them down so I would remember. None of them have to do with the news.
Peterbilt Nation has reminded me, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies. Hit that like button if you would. And if you like what we do, please, by all means, share it, retweet it, whatever else, so you can do what YouTube will not do for us anymore.
Yeah, if you guys would retweet this would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, if you wrote something down, is there something newsworthy you want to talk about?
You can share it to Facebook too, even though nobody does that anymore.
Yeah, Facebook.
No. Everything I have is more for YouTube time /
okay.
Deep topic.
All right. Well, then I will move on to MSS News. I'll do a couple stories, and then I might ask one of you to take over so I can try to work on Sweeper's ad.
Yep, I got MSS News queued up. So let me know when you want me to go.
There was one in particular that was requested that I take a look at. Let's see. Where was it? It was Jess, I believe. Let's see. Oh, Jesse, was it the one about Hydra and everything? We talked about that yesterday. I think it was. Okay. Well, yeah. Jesse, if you go back to yesterday's stream, I read the article on Nazi costumes at conventions and all that other stuff being banned. What is this? Okay. Harvos Marvos has said something that says breaking news. Okay. What's the breaking news? Parsons Green bomb. Police make 6th arrest in inquiry. Oh, right. The train bomb that that went off the other day. Police have arrested a 17-year-old boy in South London in connection with last Friday's terror attack on a tube train. The teenager was detained after officers executed a warrant in Thornton Heath at about 5 seconds BST on Thursday, or I guess maybe 5 minutes after midnight. What do I know? It takes the total number of arrests in the investigation to 6, all of whom remain in custody at a South London police station.
I'm going to cut in there for just a second. Have you ever noticed with the London, especially with the London issues, terrorist attacks, they always arrest like 6, 12, 15 people, and then I never hear anything else about what happened with them.
Well, by the time that the British justice system probably gets through with them, it's low news for us on this side of the water. Or they've determined that there's not enough to charge them with, and they let half of them go after they give their information. Thank you, Terry Diamantis. Got to go. I'll watch the rest when I get home. Well, thank you, Terry. Have a good day.
See you, Terry.
Let's see.
Hi, Terry.
So this one comes from First Cynic. Oh, boy. School fears USA chant could be intolerant and offensive.
Fucking kill me.
There are a lot of patriotic students at Vista del Lago High School in Folsom, California. So you can imagine their shock when they were warned that chanting USA at a sporting event and pep rallies could appear to be inappropriate and intolerant. Television station CBS 13 in Sacramento reports that school leaders feared the chants could come across as intolerant and offensive to some. They wrote, quote,
"Fuck 'em."
At some schools across the country, yeah, that's just right up there with some, like a reporter saying, some say, at some schools across the country, the chants appeared to be used in a derogatory way towards opponents of differing ethnicities.
Oh, fuck off.
Quote, we can communicate an unintended message, the school's principal wrote in a letter to parents. Yes, you know what? I can communicate an unintended message through the color of my tie if someone looking at it is out of their fucking mind. Just, what would the unintended message be? That young people still love the red, white, and blue, that they want to make America great again? Folsom Cordova Unified Communications Director Daniel Thigpen told the television station they have not banned the chant. They just want young people to be more considerate when they chant.
So what do we have to be like, USA?
They need to change the chant to America, fuck yeah.
Here's the problem. When you say that it might be offensive to someone, basically what you're saying is anybody can say it is, and then it is.
Exactly. Well, that's the problem with basing things on fucking offense. Literally everything can be offensive.
Thank you, Circus Zero. Your choice, Scribe. Okay, I'll get one of the random products going here.
Wait. Can we do my product for that one?
Oh, that's right. Monkey, we talked about this before the stream. Well, do you want to give the explanation for this at YouTube time, and I'll work on it since I already know what it's going to be?
Sure. You missed one from Sweeper Steven.
Oh, did I? Or you mean Sanguine?
It's still at no.
Sweeper. Oh, sorry, Sweeper. I totally did not get poisoning the well with the fidget spinner in the turtle cave.
Oh, were they streaming right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
What fuckers.
And then Sanguine combo safe space suicide booth. I did a suicide thing the other day, but okay, I'll come up with a new one. Safe space suicide booth. Holy cats! All right.
Sweeper Steven, we absolutely do not condone that kind of behavior, Sweeper Steven. We would not promote you for doing that, Sweeper Steven. Lords of the Night does not endorse that kind of behavior, Sweeper Steven.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
By the way, you did get your shout out at the end of my video if you paid attention to it. Just saying.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm writing down the special ad that Circuit Zero has inadvertently gotten for your product, Monkey.
You know, I am really getting tired of the notion that being a patriotic American is offensive to people in America. Fuck off. Just fuck off. If you are in America and are offended by it, go the fuck away. It's that simple.
Okay, I'm going to end with this one before I pass it on to you guys, because this headline is just too. Is this okay? Is this fake? First, I have to check and make sure this isn't like a satire site. Okay, well, it's a site called unilad.co.uk. So I don't know, and this comes from Corey. So here we go. Shaman jumps in lake to prove he can control crocodiles. Gets eaten.
That's got to be fake.
A man claiming to have supernatural powers, allowing him to control crocodiles, has naturally gotten eaten by one. Shaman Suprananto died after a suspected crocodile attack in Kutai Kartanegara, Indonesia. Jumping into the water, he was attempting to use his powers to locate the body of another victim, a man called Aruna, something like that. There's a video of this happening. While swimming and chanting, the shaman was dragged under the water as the reptile attacked. Police removed Suprianto's body along with Aruna's on Sunday.
Nice.
So I will put the link in the chat if you guys want to take a moment here now or otherwise to. Whether it's real or fake, I don't know, but it could potentially be a video of somebody being eaten by a crocodile. It looks like it's from YouTube, so I don't know if you see anything graphic or they haven't like fuzzed it out, but
First Cynic says Scribe didn't get to the punchline. The school received no complaints about chanting USA.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get that far into it. I apologize.
That makes it even more. This is the administrators. Fuck you guys.
Right. All right. You guys want to take over, and I'll try to crack out a couple of these.
Sure.
Yeah,
you stole the ones I was going to talk about, so now I got to find other ones.
Sorry, I'm a thief. I'm an ID thief.
That's quite all right. Let's see. This comes from Signal Boost. And it was given to us. It says one for SDA.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's not. Persistent pump scores job. God damn it. Persistent pup scores job and adoration after charging into soccer game for fetch.
Aw, that's so cute.
Yeah, see, that's why it was for you.
Okay.
When this persistent pump charged onto the soccer field mid-game, she not only inspired her team to win the match, her interruption also landed her a job. The canine first made her appearance 29 minutes into the soccer game between San Lorenzo and, oh, fuck, I can't even say that. It's in Buenos Aires. Sunday night. The dog took possession of the ball and decided to show off some of her moves, and for being a relatively small dog, she was very impressive. Some of the players can be seen trying to coax her into giving the ball back and leaving the field, but the furry football player refused to leave without having some fun. After a minute or two of hilarity, the pup managed to score some passes and some belly rubs before being taken off the field. We'll throw the link in there because it's a cute little doggy.
That's cute.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm glad that's a thing.
I think it's cool they gave her a job. That's awesome. I wonder, but what about the owner? We don't hear about whoever owned the dog. All right, let's see. This one
cute.
comes to us from Thoughts from the Dryer.
Mm.
Damn it, where'd the story go? It was just there.
Are the thoughts made out of dryer lint?
I don't know. That's a good question. We should ask.
There's your brain made of lint.
Michigan mother killed amid Americanization concern from Syrian husband. And now there's a giant monkey on my screen. I hate ads like that. Stop it.
Giant monkey.
Well, at least it's topical.
Authorities in Michigan charged a 16-year-old for allegedly murdering his mother after an investigation revealed a conflict between the two, which stemmed from part of the mother's deviation from her Syrian and Islamic roots. Wait, didn't it say husband? Yeah, okay, her son killed her, but it was about concern. Okay. Nana Hey, 35, died on August 21st from injuries she sustained from falling out of a second-floor window in her Farmington Hills, Michigan home. Authorities initially said the death was accidental, but after further investigation, they charged her son, 16-year-old Muhammad. Oh, God damn it. Muhammad something Islamic as an adult with second murder.
Sorry, Muhammad something Islamic.
Haranahe and her husband, oh God, motherfucker. Basel something Muslim, 46, married in Syria 18 years ago and had 3 children. They were also in the worst when deposition set to begin the week she was murdered. Something Muslim guy who allegedly violated court orders several times to meet with his son expressed concerns that the 3 kids were Americanized by his wife in contrast to their Syrian and Islamic roots. Good job. That guy can go fuck himself. Him and his son. Oh shit, I just closed it. I gotta open everything back up. Give me a second here, guys. See, this is why we need Scribe. He's professional when it comes to the news, and I'm
professional.
I'm the retard they bring in when he can't be found.
Yes. Oh.
Okay, let's see. This one comes to us from Terry Diamandis. Crossword writer slips rape joke into multiple major newspapers.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I know I probably shouldn't laugh at that. That's funny. A disgraced crossword puzzle writer included a rape joke in one of his syndicated puzzles, which ran in some major newspapers this week. Timothy Parker was already a polarizing name in the crossword community after 538 revealed last year that he plagiarized dozens of New York Times crossword puzzles and repurposed them for the syndicated Universal Crossword, where he is still published to this day. On Tuesday, news organizations across the country ran Parker's crossword titled People to Shun, which includes a bizarre 3-part rape joke as a clue. Run from anyone who says this. The answer, which spans the combined length of 17, 41, and 63 across, reads, "Psst, hey, does this old rag smell like chloroform to you?"
Oh my God.
The disgusting joke references chloroform, a chemical compound that has been used to knock people out and sexually assault them. Okay, it's a joke. God damn it. So yeah,
I think it's funny.
That is funny. See, I agree with George Carlin. George Carlin once said, "Anything can be funny, even rape," and this is funny. Now, if somebody actually did it, that's horrible. But holy shit, this one comes to us from Drip. Dun, 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 dun. Let me. Damn thing's opening slow. Enough fentanyl to kill 32 million people seized in New York City drug bust.
Uh-oh.
Good. Wait, what?
Yeah. Agents made a record fentanyl bust in New York and seized enough fentanyl to kill 32 million people, according to WPIX. Officers seized nearly 270 pounds of fentanyl, heroin, and cocaine, worth $30 million during separate busts, law enforcement officials said Monday. They also arrested 4 people. much. You got to at least admit they're enterprising. They are go-getters. The sheer volume of fentanyl pouring into the city is shocking, said Special Narcotics Prosecutor Bridget G. Brennan. Investigators first recovered more than 140 pounds of fentanyl during a raid on a Kew Gardens apartment, along with nearly 59 pounds of fentanyl mixed with other narcotics. A fentanyl dose weighing just 2 to 3 milligrams can be deadly. The amount of pure fentanyl seized could have yielded approximately 32 million lethal doses. How many times are they going to tell us that?
Real quick, Sanguine, thank you. One of the best rape jokes. 9 out of 10 people enjoy gang rape.
Yes, I love that joke.
Well, it is a very scientific poll, I will say.
Fentanyl is approximately 50 times stronger than heroin and is increasingly found mixed into the illicit narcotic supply in New York City. The drug is a driving spike. The drug is driving a spike in fatal overdoses. The number of fatal overdoses far outpaces the number of homicides in Queens, District Attorney Richard Brown said. We are facing a new and increasingly deadly crisis in our communities, Brown said. These 2 investigations that led to the seizure of these drugs will undoubtedly save lives, and we will continue to work diligently with our law enforcement partners to combat this growing epidemic. No. You did the crocodile story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I'm all the way back to Jack Cochran yesterday. Let me see. What did I miss here?
Is that all we've got for MSS News today? I thought I saw more than that. Hold on, let me...
So did I, but sometimes this loads weird.
That's not
even
what
if you
I
go to
want.
latest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing very many. There's one
Did
more
we
story
talk
that I
about
missed here.
the UPS workers armed robbery thing?
I say that's the only one I haven't done that I see.
Okay.
This one also comes from Signal Boost, who gave us the puppy story for you.
Yeah.
Watch the heroic way UPS workers shut down armed robbery in broad daylight. Do they actually have the video here? If they do, I'll link it too. Brazen robbers in California, armed with a crowbar, thought targeting a guy staring at his phone in broad daylight on September 7th would be easy, and that they could then flee from the scene in a white sedan without incident. They were wrong. UPS employees who were in the right place at the right time stepped up to the plate and put a swift end to that nonsense. The Gardenia Police Department originally posted the surveillance video on Facebook as a cautionary tale for citizens. Remember to always pay attention to your surroundings. And now a video is starting. Holy crap, that was loud.
What happened?
The video was released 1 week after the attempted robbery, Fox 11 reported. The good news is that the victim was not seriously injured, according to police. The bad news is that the suspects are still out there. He's shared just below, and I will throw that into chat for you guys. And yeah, that is all I am seeing on there.
Huh.
Yeah, that's all I see too.
All right. Well, I
Did we
have.
actually catch up for a change? Guys, that is good for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I have at least one ad to read.
Go ahead and do that, and I'm going to look through stuff that we missed from days before.
Okay. Well, I actually have 2 ads done, but I have to wait until you tell your story about. You guys talk about your videos before I can do that one. But here's Sanguine's Safe Space Suicide Booth. New from Sanguine Industries, the irritation experts. Friends, when the rain clouds of your life become too heavy a burden, when unwanted ideas reach your ears too often, don't you just want to end it all in peace and quiet? Introducing The Gentle Departure, the new automated exit from the travails of life and difficult notions. The Gentle Departure will bombard you with videos of kittens, scents of patchouli, and soft music as several needles enter your flesh and put you into the deepest of sleeps. Go safely and just go away. The Gentle Departure by Sanguine Industries. We're here to frustrate you.
Nicely done.
All right, I'm still working on the Juggalo thing.
Okay. This one is from yesterday, and it's from the Jack Cochran.
Hmm.
And it's a story from, it's an article by Everyday Feminism. So you know it's going to be great.
Uh-oh. Weren't they supposed to go out of business?
Yeah, but somebody swooped in and gave them enough money so they could stay in business.
Oh, okay. That's too bad.
They might have had to cut a few people from their payroll.
Hmm.
How queerness erased bisexuality.
Wait, let me digest that for a second. How queerness erased by... Okay, all right.
You good?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, it's not going to sit well, no matter how you think about it. So, to me, as a queer activist and young scholar in the early 1990s, the term queer seemed to capture it all. The political urgency of combating heterosexism. Go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
My feeling and knowledge that the binaries of gender and sexual orientation were created through forced conformity and repression, the indeterminateness, what the fuck, of my own expression of, or my own experience of gender and sexual attraction. Bisexual, too apolitical, too evasive, too namby-pamby, too binary. It sounded too much like a disavowal of gayness rather than a avowal of anything. For 25 years or so, I identified as queer, a queer person, a queer activist, a queer theoretical informed sociologist, and a queer moron. I sat uncomfortably among those queers who, for some reason, seemed realer to me. Mostly gay men and lesbians for whom queerness reflected their edginess and intellectual incisiveness. Looking back, as certain as I was that I was bisexual, I would ways to be identified as bisexual. Why? In college, I was a charter member of the U of C Bisexual Union, UCBU, which I pronounced UCBU, and published a letter to the editor to the student paper about bisexuality. Closeted isn't what I've been. My college sweetheart was a man, and as sweet and fun as that relationship was, it was almost unbearable for me to be thought of as straight by virtue. Really?
Hey guys, this is going in and out on me, and I think it's me, so I'm gonna drop out.
It's not you. It's I'm hearing it too. Monkey's like cutting in and out.
Oh, is it me?
Sorry.
I think so.
I've been having issues.
I mean,
so
you tell me.
Like,
can you hear me clearly? Because Monkey's
yeah. I was like, it's all my fault.
No, Monkey's kind of.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, it wasn't that
better?
Yeah, it's better now.
For the moment.
I was just like, oops.
1 second. Snubber, thank you very much. Too pain-killered to remember, but future MSS news, some guy sexually tortured robbers in his house during hurricane because police lines were down. No ad scribe, give you some breathing room. Well, thank you very much, Snubber. But I mean, if you have something...
Oh my God.
Okay, well, first off, if that story is true, we got to find that. Secondly, I appreciate the thought, but if you do have something you want me to do an ad for, I may or may not get to it tonight, but I will get to it if you just ask for it. So let me know.
About this article, basically, it's somebody whining that they refuse themselves to call themselves bisexual.
Okay. Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
you oppressed yourself. Good job.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Like,
no, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It means so little because the only people that your sexuality is going to matter to are the people that you're going to potentially sleep with.
What she was saying right before everything went wonky, though, is something I want to talk about. I'm going to write that down for deep topic time.
You're writing something down live on the air?
This is like...
Oh my God.
It's a moment in time that shall not be forgotten.
All right.
So what was this? Some dude raped a couple of robbers in his house?
Okay, I gotta look this up. Okay. Robber torture hurricane. Okay, Google, tell me what's up. Okay. Well, that's from 2016, so that can't be right.
I like that we're searching for robbers'
Number,
rapes.
I give you permission to tweet us. Or
Yeah, we need
you
a
don't need
link of that
permission
one.
to tweet them, but
We need a link
people
to
know
that
that I don't
one
like being tagged.
because I don't see nothing's jumping out at me as with those keywords.
Yeah, link it, boo.
Let's see. I have one here. Robbers break into home during hurricane. Tables turn on them fast.
Sounds close.
All right, let's see what this one says. Two robbers tried to break into homes during Hurricane Harvey, but probably forgot they were in Texas. With nearly half of all Texas households owning a gun, the results of the break-ins were obvious. Both robbers were shot. One died. That's not the right story.
Yeah, I think we need a links number if you've got one or can tell us a bit more detail to search for because I'm not finding it.
Yeah, so if you do have that, we'll read it, but I'm not seeing it. Okay. With the lack of recent stories, you want to move into YouTube time or real close anyway?
Yes. Go ahead. SDA.
I made a video today where I was talking about the bitch who killed her kid and then the guy who was like a Nazi and got punched.
What did you guys think of that one?
That people are, well, okay, I'm like, if he was actually harassing people, that's bad, but call the cops, don't punch somebody, because at the end of the day, even if somebody's yelling words at you, still words.
Yep, I'm with you there.
So
the guy may be a giant asshole, but that doesn't give you a right to fucking knock him out.
Yeah, like you are still the bad person. So, you know, and like I said in the video, my main point at that point was like, quit being worse than Nazis, because if you stop doing that, I get to stop defending Nazis and we'll all be happy.
Yeah.
Real quick, thank you, Corey. Nipple soothing cream for monkey.
Nice.
That sounds good. All right. Thank you. Sorry about that.
And the other one that you did, you see my influence on SDA in this video. There's a great moment in our timeline here.
Don't spoil it.
Well, I just want to say something. Okay. There's a great moment in our timeline where I made a comment on Scribe's video, and then I watched SDA's video, and you just see my influence. I feel bad. I feel like I owe your parents an apology. But yeah, go watch her video. It's a good one. You want to go next, Scribe, or you want me to
go? You go ahead, and then I can read the ad. Because you can explain what the whole crossover between you and SDA's thinking are.
Well, if we do that, it kind of gives away her video.
Well, then my ad's going to
stay away from that.
Then my ad's going to give away the video. So,
yeah, the SDA.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if we talk about that line?
All right. So I called somebody a window-licking retard.
Yes, you did. Yes, and I was so proud. It made me.
Was that like a proud dad moment for you?
It is, yes. Like that made me so happy. And when I watched this, I just made a comment on Scribe's channel, calling the guy that he was talking about a window licker. I think I called him a window licking moron. Which, as we were talking before the stream, Scribe said, window licker sounds like a cologne. So, Scribe.
All right. So now you have to imagine, for those of you old enough to remember the old cologne / perfume commercials where it was all like black and white and crazy artsy and like whispering voices and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is in that spirit. So imagine, if you will, theater of the mind. Passion, it's on you. Excitement, it fills you. Retardation, it becomes you. Experience the essence of failure. Window Licker Cologne for Men by Circus Zero. As clean and as smooth as tongue butter on glass. She'll know you're stupid before you even enter the room. Window Licker by Circus Zero.
That needs to be put with some of the imagery like they used to do.
I
That would be awesome.
I just see like it's a slow motion video of like somebody's tongue going up a window. Oh, there you go.
Okay. Do you want me to do my YouTube stuff next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. I made a video today because I watched a live stream yesterday that was on Dave Rubin's channel where he was talking about free speech at Harvard. With him were Brett Weinstein from Evergreen State University fame, and somebody I'd never heard of before, Steve Simpson. He works for the Ayn Rand Institute. At the beginning of this, Dave Rubin says that he's very happy to be there because he's with two people he believes are on the forefront of the fight for free speech. For the first hour or so, it is a really great conversation, and then Steve says something really fucking stupid. He decides that free speech doesn't matter anymore. And his main problem seems to be what happened in Charlottesville. He doesn't think neo-Nazis and white supremacists should be allowed to convene in public squares. Why? Yeah, it seems to be all about how the people in Charlottesville might have felt about them.
Sorry, Charlottesville.
Oh, that's fine. I tripped on it. I deserve the laugh.
That was cute.
Even if everybody in Charlottesville was shaking in their boots because those idiots were there, that is not a reason to shut down speech. It's just not.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
what really pissed me off, the part that really pissed me off, is this asshole actually says, I'm about as free speech absolutist as you can be. No, you're not. Because if you were, you wouldn't have said the stupid shit you said after that. My point in the video, and it's in the title, there is no but in free speech. If you read the First Amendment, it says free speech or speech will not be abridged. Congress cannot make laws that abridge speech. Unabridged speech, that is pretty fucking precise. There's no wiggle room there. Just because something makes you feel bad doesn't mean it should be illegal, jackass. And he just pissed me off. And if he hadn't have said that he was a free speech absolutist, I probably wouldn't have made the video. But to say that and then turn around, words have meaning, you jackass.
Say free speech absolutist and then add a but.
Yeah, exactly. No, doesn't work that way.
I'm amazed that Dave Rubin and Weinstein didn't jump on him immediately after he made that statement. It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense, especially the part where he's like, and that action is not speech.
Yeah.
And that part, and we talked about this last night, but it's like, oh yeah, you can't march in a public park. He kept saying that, like, why not? It's a public park. Thank you. Nope. You strawmanned Ben Shapiro pretty hard too.
The fuck I did.
You'll have to elaborate.
That's in relation to my video about Ben Shapiro, where Ben Shapiro says that basically fighting for the word nigger isn't worth fighting for because you need to have a much more grown-up argument. Fuck you. No, you don't. If you are allowing any abridgment of speech, you are not in favor of free speech, period. Now, you can sit there and say, I think most speech should be free, and I'll leave you fucking alone. But if you're out there preaching that I'm in favor of free speech, you better actually fucking mean it, or I'm going to call you out on it. And frankly, the people that he denigrates and says that they're just people in their mom's basement jacking off, masturbating, because he would never lower himself to say jacking off. Those are the people that are actually going to make change. They're the ones that are going to normalize words and make people realize these words don't fucking hurt. He uses I'm sorry, I'm on a rant here. He uses the example that he goes to schools and talks about how if the kids want to do better than their parents, then they need to manage their money better. And that's politically incorrect. Okay, fine. That's not changing hearts and minds. That's not having people go, oh, you know what? Speech isn't so bad. If you have a bunch of fucking autistic retards typing nigger into their chat every 5 minutes, it has more of a normalizing effect than every fucking school he's gone to talk to, period. Because more people are going to see it and more people are going to realize, you know what? It's just a goddamn word. Sorry, you have a super chat.
Thank you, Chaos Eve. Not feeling well tonight. I think SDA got me sick. Love you guys and glad you sound a bit better, SDA. Ad for Zelthor and Punisher's meme machine. Okay. And Sylvanas, thank you. Thank you, Scribbles. I love the ad. You're very welcome. I hope I hope it gets some attention to your book. Okay, so let me put that on the list. Let's see, Chaos Eve. I might have to get to yours tomorrow as well. I've got a bit of a backlog here. Let's see. Let me do this one real quick before I get to my stuff. Sweeper Stevens Juggalo Love ad. I guess it's an ad, I suppose. And I have done my layman's best to include some ICP stuff in here. So for those of you that actually are fans of it, forgive me if I didn't hit every note. The Dark Carnival is pain. The Dark Carnival is struggle. The Dark Carnival is love. Dance in fountains of Fago and dream of the magic of magnets. Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope hand out the Joker cards to lead you all to change your evil ways before the end comes. Paint your face in black and white. Juggalos of the world, unite. I don't know. That was my best attempt. Now I got to watch the chat to see how many people hate me. It's like,
no,
you totally fucked that up. I don't know.
Snubbers, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to there. Snubbers says, sorry, Ranting Monkey, can't find the ad. Saw it while I was in recovery, so hazy on the specifics. Sorry for not being able to come through the last 2 days on painkillers. Well, I hope whatever you're on painkillers for passes quickly.
Yeah. But don't worry about it. I mean, well, if you can find the ad later, I mean, that's a story that'll never die if it's true that robbers got tortured during a hurricane.
Gotcha. He was the one talking about the rape story. Gotcha.
Okay, so I'm waiting to see if anybody. Let's see. I see LMAO. Ha ha ha. Did somebody say? Did Sweeper say something about it? I didn't see.
I haven't seen.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you guys have some criticism of that, you can either put it in the chat or, there's always the comment section for later. Oh, Joys of Sorrow says, not bad, Scribe, except you're missing a midget porn star and a huge fat girl. Oh, sorry. I apologize. Did you have anything else, Monkey?
No, I'm coming down from that rant.
Okay. For me, I didn't do much today on like regular content stuff. I did, however, and I won't say too much, but I was dabbling with the super promo stream ad that Jonathan Malone sponsored the other day, and I'm considering doing like a set of short promos, like one for each of us, showcasing a piece of stream lore in some fashion, and then like one for the channel in general, and they'd all be about somewhere in the neighborhood about 30 seconds each kind of deal. So because I put together sort of a proof of concept piece today and showed it to Monkey and SDA, and for the most part being Monkey and SDA doesn't want to listen to herself talk apparently, I got approval from them that it's decent. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try that out. And as I create these, if I do it that way, they probably shouldn't take me too long, and I can release them as I finish them in sort of a timed release things. Every couple of days I'll release a new one, sort of to drag it out a bit. So I'm gonna work on those between now and over the weekend, and I might be able to have most of them done by then, depending on how complicated I try to make them. But we will see. Other than that, I still have all the pieces I need to assemble one on a Vox video. I just need to sit down and just do it and find the time. Hopefully I'll start working on it tomorrow, maybe have it out by Friday, fingers crossed. And then sometime this weekend, I'll probably repost the video I did for Sinatra Says last week to my channel. And then, of course, on Sunday, Monkey and I will be reviewing the Liam Neeson maybe classic. I haven't seen it yet. Unknown on his channel at 3 p.m. Eastern and 12 Pacific. Thank you, P-Dog Knight. The question for Steve Simpson from Ruben's stream is, would you restrict Black Lives Matter or the Women's March or counter-protesters from marching on public areas?
In the video, I think I stopped before we got to this part. He does mention Antifa, but he doesn't mention anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So, and his point seems to be about whether or not it's going to offend snowflakes. He doesn't say it that way, but that seems to be his dividing line.
Well,
I can't answer for him, but there's clues there.
What I would have asked him is if marching, absent any other context, is somehow not speech and is therefore not protected action.
They actually, sorry,
hold on real quick. Then wouldn't the civil rights movement have been in constant violation of other people's rights?
Well, Dave Rubin does ask him at one point, right at the beginning, whether or not his view goes against a Supreme Court case. And I'm sorry, I forget what case it is. But the case is about marching and whether or not that counts as free speech. And the court ruled it fucking does.
Right.
He says he thinks the court is wrong there. But he doesn't explain why, other than to say actions aren't words.
But it's freedom of expression, like we talked about the other night. I mean, freedom. People say freedom of speech, but what you mean is freedom of expression.
Yeah, that's how it's been interpreted by the court, and it's been that way for a long, long time. And a lot of people have pointed this out. The First Amendment also has the right to assemble. The argument there would be that it peacefully assemble, and it depends on how you. That's why I really don't like that part of the First Amendment. Peacefully is an open term. I mean, it's not as.
Can I go to the mosh pit? Is that illegal?
Yeah.
If I assemble at a Metallica concert, is that somehow against the First Amendment?
Yeah. See, it's not as specific as unabridged free speech.
Yeah.
That's a very specific term. So I'm sorry. Were you done with yours?
Yes.
Have you been following Mr. Medicare on Twitter? His little fight with Dr. Randomer Cam.
I have
not been.
It's been interesting because I don't know exactly the origins of it, except and tell me if you know. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Mr. Medicare has done 2 videos now about a guy named Jonathan Ross, who he randomly came onto Mr. Medicare came onto a stream after this Jonathan guy said something to the effect that he's not a pedophile, or he's confessed to being a pedophile, but he also likes watching videos on YouTube of little babies in bathtubs.
In the first video,
what the fuck?
Yes, he said he wasn't a pedophile.
Right. Okay.
Not that didn't come out to the second video.
And this was Dr. Randomer Cam?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Let me finish. So first Medicare did a video just on the insanity of the stuff he got off of that stream and his interactions with the people there. But then that guy, Jonathan's friends and allies amongst some Call of Duty clan or something, started doing some crazy stuff, like threatening to hack Medicare and do a whole bunch of other stuff. And so Jim eventually did a follow-up video that came out just the other day that had a whole bunch more information that both came out after his interaction with them and more information that Jim found out in the interim. And by the end of the video, after laying out all this dirt, essentially, that's publicly posted or stated on streams by Jonathan, Medicare does something that he's really never done before. He ends a video on a completely serious note. He says that this guy, by all signals, is an insane, dangerous psychopath. And he says, and I'm not laughing. And then if I'm reading the tweet trail correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, Randomer Cam watched this video and then made fun of or made apologetics for the bathtub boy because of Jim sort of like making such a flat accusation of him being like crazy autistic or something.
It's something like that. Randomer Cam left a video or a comment on one of the videos. I haven't been able to find the comment. But he was upset that Jim used autistic as a insult.
Why?
Well, even though the guy said himself that he was autistic, at least in one of his streams.
Yeah, he flat admits he is.
The other thing is that, I mean, if somebody is showing a social ineptitude, well, not nice. Autistic is an accurate thing to say.
SDA, just watch one of his videos on this. Watch the first one. What was that? That was a shit. I forget the name of the series.
It's a Hugbox Chronicle episode. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, Mr. Mediker's last, like, just take a look at his last 4 videos or so. They're both in that group.
But if you guys don't watch Randomer Cam, he's I don't watch him regularly. I've seen some of his stuff. He comes across as like a shut-in who doesn't deal with women very well, which is odd because apparently the honey badgers are helping him to debate Mediker. I saw that.
Oh,
tweet.
that'd be awesome.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Why do you need that many people?
So I used to watch Randomer Cam quite a bit way back when, and honestly, he's in the stuff I used to watch. I haven't watched him recently, like in the last like 6 months or so, but a lot of his stuff was really good. I mean, it was really insightful, really intelligent. He's a very smart guy. Some of the stuff that he did commentary videos on things, and he really did a almost like high class takedown of a lot of people in a lot of smart ways. And I had a lot of admiration for his talent. I was like, he was one of the reasons why I thought I can never do this. I can't surpass that amount of just sheer brilliance in taking somebody down or in analyzing a situation, because he's really good. I haven't watched him recently. I don't know if something's changed or if this is like some notion of something else, but he in relative terms, I've always had a lot of respect for the guy. I don't suddenly like lose it because he's having a fight with Jim, but I don't understand what's going on exactly.
To me, it sounds like he took something personally from it. Like I said, I wish I could find the original.
Is Randomer Cam autistic?
I don't
Is that
know.
why he got butthurt?
Like I said, it comes off as he's offended personally. But I wish I could find the original comment so I knew better. But from what I know of Randomer Cam, I don't hate the guy. I don't think he does horrible content. Somebody in chat, and there it is, Net said it. He's a bit rambly. And for me to be able to say that about you is funny.
Yeah, he can be.
But he does. You're right. He makes good points. I think he's funny. The guy has a wicked wit.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand why he's so upset by this. I really don't. I didn't see anything in Jim's videos. And frankly, I think the way Jim ended the second one, where he was serious, and I think he was spot on in doing so. I think that was the right thing to do there, because I would not be surprised to see this guy on the news.
I would love for Mediker and Randomer Cam to debate. I mean, just for them to talk to each other live, regardless of whether they were on the same page or not, would just be great.
Yeah, but apparently Randomer Cam has decided he doesn't want to do that. That may change, because if the Honey Badgers are helping him debate, I think it'd be weird to help him debate on Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sanguine says, from when he was on Sargon's Thinkery channel, he said he was having a piss. If he was, he's taken it pretty far.
Yeah, if he's just trolling to troll, then okay, whatever. I mean, trying to troll Jim is sort of like, well, I mean, as far as trolling goes, Jim is basically the living embodiment of trolling.
Oh yeah, he's excellent.
He's practically like the patron saint of internet trolling. So I'm not saying that it's like, oh, nobody should ever try it or something, but I mean, it's hard to tell whether or not either one of them is really taking any of this seriously. So who knows?
Yeah. That's the only internet drama I know about.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We discussed that already. Okay, I'm ready for deep topic time whenever you are.
Okay. Well, let me just, as a preemptive measure here, just check out whatever is trending on the route, just to make sure there's not something that we want to get nutso about real quick. Because I saw a headline today, and it was taken out of context of its source. It said something like, straight black men are the white people of black culture, or something like that. And when I read that headline, I was like, that's got to be the root. That has got to be the root. But I don't know if it was or not. Let's see. No. Oh, ooh. Well, this is almost like an MSS news story, but I don't know if it's a deep
Oh,
topic.
wow.
What? Oh, holy cow.
Super chat.
Perfect pitch. Thank you so much. Cheers, guys. Not to leave anyone jealous. I really think Scribe deserves a little compensation for his efforts and talent, too. Best regards from your Norwegian listener in France. Well, thank you so much. Do you have thank you, Perfect Pitch. Do you have an ad or something you'd like me to do, speaking of which? Because it'll probably end up on tomorrow's stream. But if you have something you'd like, just let me know. Thank you so much. You're very, very generous.
Yeah, and you've hit all of us now, I think, and thank you so much. That's awesome. And listening in France, why is a Norwegian in France in the first place?
Conquering it.
I'm always curious how people get to other places, how they end up there.
I think he's there conquering France. I think that's what it is. And as far as Perfect Pitch is concerned, now he or she can say, yeah, Lords of the Night, I hit that.
Indeed.
Anyway, so yeah, deep topic. I can't think of anything. I mean, you've already covered the free speech angle pretty well. I mean, there's not. Well, it's not much more to say except in opposition to the guy saying that I'm for it completely, except
Yeah. Well, I do have still a couple of topics here.
Oh, that's right. You wrote them down. Well, then
I did.
Please tell us what are your deep topics.
Well, first of all, I hate to be the one to tell you guys this if you haven't heard already, but the world is going to end in 3 days. Have you seen this?
No.
There's a Christian numerologist.
Yes.
Who is saying that the end of the world will be on 9/23/2017.
Oh.
So, guys, go to church, go fuck, whatever it is you would do at the end of the world. You want to get that out now because it's coming.
Oh. Well, I'll be on here talking to you guys.
It's actually my mother's birthday. That's a sad day to end the world. Fucker. Do you think at this point anybody actually believes this shit?
Oh, is this the deep topic?
Well, it's one of them.
Yes. There is a whole very profitable industry on end of the world conspiracy theories and scientific numerology. I mean, every time you hear one of these things, there's at least 5 conventions we don't know anything about happening at some Holiday Inn somewhere in like New Mexico, where they're having a big deep talk about all this stuff and buying books of each other on this.
I think we should come up with a theory on the end of the world.
Okay, well, it's got to come from some ancient source. So hey, this will be like the sanguine method of coming up with an end of the world scenario. So let's just randomly pick things from history. So you have to pick an ancient source from which you are gaining this knowledge. So either it's
about Cain.
Nah, you got to pick something very like you found it in Egyptian hieroglyphs. Oh, sorry, Chaos Eve. Thank you. I'll stay here and die with you, assholes. Oh, Jesus. All right. What does that say about you? So it's got to be. So you have to be like you have to have interpreted some tablet that was discovered. You have to have been visited by aliens. You're analyzing some calendar from some dead civilization. There has to be something tangible from which you are gaining this, or like a Nostradamus stuff. Yeah, it has to be something that can be referenced. So pick a ancient something that can be referenced.
We need somebody like Nostradamus.
Somebody like Nostradamus, not like
yes.
Do you use Nostradamus specifically or someone else?
No, someone else. We get to make up his name.
Or pick a minor character from a religion.
Ooh.
Let's see. Who's a good minor character? How about Doubting Thomas? How about the Gospel of Thomas?
Sure. Yeah. There we go.
I think that's one of the Gnostic Gospels. That's one of the ones that aren't accepted as actual canon of the Christian faith.
Skeptox says Rasputin Jones.
Rasputin Jones.
I like that.
All right. So yeah. Okay. Fine. Rasputin. Sure.
Rasputin Jones.
Okay. So Rasputin's lost little black book.
No. Rasputin Jones's beard.
His beard. Okay. Tell me more.
They found his body.
Yes.
And when they examined his beard,
yes,
they noticed that there were markings that were actually ancient words. It's from an ancient language.
No, oh no, that's too weird. How about a series of knots in his beard that formed a code?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Got
so a series.
knots. Hold on, I got to write this down.
Yeah, sort of like an abacus. Oh, the knots on his beard showed the positions on an abacus, and then if they take that series of positions of the abacus and they put it into a computer, then translate it to binary, it spells out some message. The next 6 minutes, thank you. Matt 2436. No one knows about that day or hour. Is that like Matthew 24? Is it an actual Bible quote?
Look, you guys, I love you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But I'm staying out of this sci-fi bullshit.
Okay. So we got Rasputin's knots. Ooh, yes, Rasputin's knots. That's the name of the source. Rasputin's knots.
Rasputin's knots.
Okay, and so the positions the positions of the abacus spelled out 2436, which is Matthew 2436. No one knows about that day or hour. Yeah, right. Okay, now we're getting it. So yeah, we're incorporating the. This is audience participation now.
Okay, so what was that? Is knots the abacus gives us what?
So the knots. If you graph out the position of the knots on the beard and then translate that over to the standard abacus of the era or something, and then translate that pattern into a computer, it comes out with 2436, which is then taken over to find the Bible verse from Matthew 2436.
Okay.
Which is no one knows about that day or hour. Yeah.
There you go, guys. We figured it out.
But then, hold on, 2436. What happens if you? This is like. Did you ever see that movie with Jim Carrey called like The Number 23?
No.
So it's like that. You get obsessed about a single number and then find a whole bunch of conspiracy theories within it. Let's see, 24.
Serenity Lotus has a super chat for you.
Okay. Sorry about that one down. Where'd it go? It's not appearing for me. Why isn't? Oh, there it is. Serenity Lotus, thank you. Not sure if you guys spoke on this, but I am curious to know what you guys think of Matt Fury going after the alt-right over Pepe usage. Much love. We talked about this last night. In those instances where someone has been using the likeness of his character in order to make a profit, he might have a case. In the case of just like memes and such, that's satire, and he doesn't really have any control over that one.
In most of the cases that I saw on Phil DeFranco's channel, it's the only place I've actually paid attention. I see his point, and yeah, it's kind of dickish to only do it to the alt-right, but that's his right as the copyright holder.
Jesse just says, how about including the Voynich manuscript? Oh, now if you don't know about the Voynich manuscript, that is some crazy shit. Snubber, thank you. Scribe sent you a picture on Twitter, MSS News. I think it's your root article. It was on Facebook, and it's filed under something about black women. Okay. Well, if I can find that, maybe we'll make that a deep topic for another night, since we're cooked up right now on coming up with. Oh, there it is. Yeah, filed to black women on the root. Straight black men are the white people of black people.
Yep.
I got to look at that one. Okay, so do you know the Voynich manuscript, Monkey?
I don't.
So it is this insane, like, it's almost like a book that was written in a language that no one has been able to translate, with diagrams and art and pictures of like nature and flowers and things. And I think it was dated back to the 1600s or something. And if you look it up, yeah, I mean, the characters in the language and I mean, you might as well be looking at Elvish in Tolkien, except that's, they haven't been able to decipher it yet. And so nobody knows exactly what it's saying or who wrote it or like exactly what it's supposed to mean, but it's really mysterious. So, get worked out in there too somehow.
If you don't mind, I think we need to do this. We need to let this simmer a little bit,
Okay.
and we'll revisit it because we got to figure out what that date means, what the 2436 actually means.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the other topic I had, and this is one that
Sorry.
What did I do?
What are you laughing at?
Whatever. All right. Sorry.
What? She just muted yourself, SDA.
I know it was an accident. Did I cut myself off again?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Of course I did. It was an accident.
What were you laughing
at? Nothing.
She's laughing at us doing the conspiracy theory thing.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I know, but like I'm sick and my head hurts.
This is how Scientology got started.
I'm going to use this to get
don't-
people to send me money to avoid the apocalypse. This is important.
Oh, Mining Freedom is going to bed. Good night, Mining Freedom.
Hey, Mining.
Have fun in Germany.
Hey, you said his name right.
I did, didn't I?
So
what's your second deep topic then?
This is the story I read about the bi chick actually plays into this. I saw a tweet or a comment. It might have been a comment on a video, but somebody said that they were getting concerned because they keep finding themselves agreeing with conservatives. And looking at this bi article, she didn't want to call herself bisexual because she liked the term queer and she thought bisexual was almost a bad thing. I'm wondering what you guys think about people who are so afraid of identifying as the other side. I see this a lot with like everybody who claims they're a classical liberal, which I find to be one of the dumbest concepts. Go ahead.
I think that because of the Satan scare or whatever, the satanic scare of like the 80s and 90s and all that. And then, of course, the whole we have to get rid of Harry Potter books. I mean, conservatism in the U.S. over the past 3 decades has not had a good name. So I get why people are like, I don't want to be one of them. I get it. Sorry. Maybe you are. That doesn't mean that you're like a religious wingnut, but you might be a little more right wing. And it's not a big deal.
Well, is it just that we're so polarized? People are afraid to agree?
Yeah, I think so.
How do we get over that?
I have no idea. I guess like you just do it and normalize it.
Now, what you do is you actually sit down and talk with somebody that you fear you disagree with. Just as a very sort of microcosm anecdotal example, there's a YouTuber who was one of the first guys that I interacted with when I started doing this, Ferg, who you might know. Ferg and I had several interactions early on that the olden me from like the George Bush era when everything was really sort of, I don't know, divided between whether you're a patriot or not, and those people who would dare to speak out against the government at that time, and sort of the fear of being ostracized or blacklisted for saying anything that could be considered unpatriotic. That old version of me would have been in total aversion to even getting anywhere near a guy like Ferg, because Ferg is relatively conservative. He's, pro guns and, very, very high up on law enforcement and a whole bunch of other things that, generally speaking, I haven't been as, keen on, let's say. But, you sit down and you actually talk to somebody and you find out just how, like we talked about the other night, you find out that somebody's not trying to be bad. They're not evil. They're not trying to do bad things to bad people or do bad things to good people or anything. They just have a different opinion. You have to be able to allow yourself to listen to someone else's ideas. I forget who said it, but you have to be able to entertain an idea without accepting it. And that's the problem that people don't seem to have the ability to do. They can't even allow for the possibility that the idea hits their eardrums lest they become corrupted or something. Thank you, Nope Nope Monkey. The context of Matthew 24:36 is that nobody knows the day or the hour that Christ will return, because Jesus' return is prophesied. Also, I want to argue about the straw man still, but money.
You don't need money to argue with me. Hit me up on Twitter. We can discuss it in DMs.
Yeah.
so we don't have to worry about the character limit.
Jesus's return. Okay, so we got to tie Rasputin Jones to Jesus's second coming. Okay,
I just love Rasputin Jones. That just makes me laugh.
But yeah, no, the only cure for that kind of fear is exposure. You need to open yourself up to just allowing for the possibility that not everybody who disagrees with you is inherently bad, or that hearing ideas that you don't agree with are somehow you agreeing with them. You know, sort of like you talked about in your video. If you defend the right of a Nazi to march around and say Nazi things, that's defending his right. That's not you necessarily agreeing with his position. But if someone can't distinguish between those two concepts, then, you know, they're out in the woods all by themselves.
I just have trouble understanding why people are so. I guess I just don't understand identity politics kind of stuff that well. I would rather be right than give a shit about what labels on me.
Okay, well, think of it this way, and this is how I've interpreted from the associations I've had. It sucks to be alone, and it sucks to be thought badly of by people that you know or you think are determinative of your sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Like some people, you know, and a lot of people do, you know, their sense of their own self-image is defined in part by how those they care about see them. And if those you care about have a particular vision of how the world works, and you, for any reason, don't fit into that vision, and you fear ostracization, you fear loneliness or being, you know, shunned or something, you'll go along with it. And it becomes part of your ability to define your own sense of self-worth, not only to yourself, but in inclusion with the group. And this is where all the whole tribalism thing comes in. So anything that would seem to go against the grain is verboten, not only in the sense of like entertaining it, but even being friendly to it, because you can't be seen, you know, carousing with the enemy, either in thought or in person.
Logically, I understand what you're saying. I do. Process it like I'm fairly certain this was on a video. The guy's obviously watching more conservative content, so it's not like he would be absolutely alone to agree with conservatives. He'd have conservatives to agree with it at that point. I guess it's the thing we've seen, like with feminists who become anti-feminists and suddenly they lost all of their old friends. I guess I get that, but part of being a military brat is that you leave friends all the time. So for me, that's not as big a deal, you know.
Well, sure. I mean, you're more nomadic in your social experience, but I mean, I can. So I've lived effectively in the same place my entire life. The people that I grew up with are the same people I went to school with, and the people I went to school with are the same people I saw throughout most of my growing up. And not fitting in when, I mean, if you lack self-confidence, if you don't have a good grounding of independence to begin with, not fitting in is a fate worse than death, especially when you're young. And when people can't, if you don't learn, I mean, by circumstances, both, you know, self-initiated and otherwise, I had to learn very early on to be relatively self-reliant, both emotionally, financially, etc. So, you know, being lonely or operating alone isn't the most ideal situation, but I know how to do it. And, you know, that's not true for a lot of people I know. There's a lot of people I know who, if they don't have a social component to their life every day, then they don't have any grounding for having any idea of who they are. And so it's weird. I mean, I can understand what drives people to clump together like this. I was there. I've done it before. Mm-hmm. You know, when you to go along to get along, like which is worse, sort of abrogating your own personal sense of right or wrong to a small degree, just to make sure you don't anger the people that sort of support your ego, or being all by yourself because they're so hard line, they're not going to accept anything other than complete compliance. And it is like a cult. Eventually, you just get so sucked into it that you can't get out, because it's not a matter of you're going against. You don't even know you're doing something that you would not have done previously. You've accepted it. It's become a part of your makeup. And so you can't escape it because you don't know anything different. And to know anything different, well, we're fear of the unknown. We can't possibly allow someone into the group that doesn't agree with us, or to entertain an idea, or be friends with somebody who has a different perspective.
I think this is just a matter of how I grew up. Again, logically I get it, but I want to thank you for being so candid there. I literally cannot imagine what that life is like. I've had people, when I'm arguing with them before, say to me, literally nobody agrees with you. And it's true. Nobody around who's heard the conversation agrees with me. And my comment to them is, that doesn't matter. Either I'm right or I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So to me, right and wrong has always been more important than acceptance. So yeah, I guess it's just a matter of who I am versus, again, being a military brat. And suddenly, I think when I added it up one time, I lived in 21 different places by the time I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to adapt. You have to,
you
leave your friends behind.
Well, in my situation, the thing is, whatever reputation, whatever notion people have about you when you're effectively stationary in where you live and how you grow up and everything else, it sticks with you. Like there was such a assumed sort of stigma about me growing up that I really didn't get to find out what I was capable of outside of what everyone I knew thought of me, or had pigeonholed me to that point, until I got to college. Now, by that point, I mean, early on in junior high, I was the guy who was like the really cool kid's friend. My entire sense of, relevance to anybody else was based in part on the fact that my friend was the really cool guy. And then the really cool guy decided at a certain point that he wanted to divest himself of the dead weight, of which I was included. And he kind of faded away from having anything to do with me. And I had to learn, thankfully, relatively soon thereafter, that, and I remember very distinctly, I was walking home from junior high one day across the tennis courts, and I said out loud to myself, I said, you can't worry about being someone's friend as defining who you are. You have to be you. I didn't know what that meant at the time. It was a very profound statement, but I was like 13. I don't know what the fuck I was saying, but I just knew that it was right. And but it didn't help that at that point, everybody knew me as the weak little nerd, and that I was a pushover, and I was shy, and so that just kind of stuck with me. And so I was ostracized basically because I couldn't escape the stigma that I'd collected over the course of many years around the same people who had all gotten so much cooler than I was. Gotcha. But I did see, and I saw the transition in people too. People that had been friends with me then decided to change to join the cool kids because they didn't want to be part of the uncool group. And so you see people like make conscious choices to not be who they are to fit in with others. That's kind of the dynamic I see here in some ways. Thank you, Cryptic. I know this is a serious subject, but some people cope with loneliness with humor. Kim Jong-il said it best, I'm so lonely, and sadly alone. It's true.
I deal with everything with humor. So anytime we're having even a serious subject, if you have a joke, throw it in there.
Cryptic, do you have an ad? Let me know. I've got a list going. I'll be working on these between now and tomorrow, guys. All the ones that are outstanding right now.
But yeah, that was my only other deep topic. So I told you it was deep, didn't I?
Super deep.
Super deep.
Okay, well, we are at the bottom of the hour for the last half hour. So chat, it is your time. If you have any questions for us, any comments, any jokes. I've noticed that we haven't seen any sort of like movie titles running through the chat today.
Don't encourage them.
Why
You encourage
wouldn't I?
them.
Why wouldn't I encourage them? The chat is like the fourth co-host.
Guys, our movies for tonight should have meatloaf in the title.
Or window liquor.
Window liquor, yes, window liquor is
Yeah,
so
if
much
you,
better.
if you can fit window liquor into a movie title, by all means. Yeah, like from Russia with window liquor.
I forgot to do something before the stream, so I need a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Monkey forgot to pee.
Yeah, probably.
And
So
Minky is good.
oh yes,
Good. He needs a bath because he stinks. He's rolling
stinky
around.
puppy.
Well, he keeps digging, and so he smells like dirt.
Mm. Let's see.
Yeah.
Scribe Light, I'm playing WoW, says Sylvanas. Uh-oh.
Wow.
For the Horde.
Yeah,
Nothing for you here, says 007 Window Liquor. Okay. Window Liquors Club.
it's a weak submission, but
The Rear View Window Liquor. Oh, there you go. Rear View Window, yeah.
there we go. Beauty
Rear
in the
window.
window liquor. All right. Yeah, I'll take it.
Paradise by the Dashboard Light. That's right, Corey. Meatloaf.
The Fellowship of the Window Liquor is much better.
Driving Miss Window
Driving
Liquor.
Miss Window Liquor. Yeah. Okay,
Window Liquor down. Jacob Jet says, should I make my senior quote tongue butter turtle caves?
You totally could.
You indeed you could. I will not advise you to do so. I don't know what the
I
school
will
do or
fucking
say.
do it, bro. Do it.
A beautiful window liquor. Thank you, Weibo.
American window liquor meatloaf. I mean, that's just kind of dances with meatloaf. I like that. Princess window liquor.
LGS Reading PA says, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? Well, if you believe Mr. Owl, it's 3. But really, the world may never know.
I apologize for that.
I apologize. Scribe Light, Secret Window Liquor starring Johnny Depp and John Turtle Cave. Oh, God.
Window Lickers Anonymous, The Great Window Liquor, Who Framed a Window Liquor, Window Liquor in Paris.
Window Liquor in the Temple of Windex.
I like
guys, you can also still ask questions, just throwing that out.
Yeah, I know. Just saying. You know.
Yeah. I really like Driving Miss Window Liquor. That was cute. It's cute when you people make fun of retards. Keep doing it.
Jesse just asked if I think it was Jesse or Jet. Oh, sorry, I forget now. Was someone with the JJ in there asked us if their senior quote should be tongue butter turtle caves.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't advise it, but you can certainly do it.
Okay.
An American window liquor in London, says Pat. Thank you, Pat.
Oh, that is something else I want to talk about real fast.
What, Pat?
Bearing's video today. Did you guys see it?
No.
Nope.
He did a video where he sang a song, and during his song, he shows a bunch of different YouTubers, including your boy Pat.
Oh, cool.
I was not shown in there, and a couple of people are offended by that. Don't be. Do not harass Bearing about that. Bearing has been more than kind to me and done more for me than I deserve. Please don't harass him about that. But yeah, your boy Pat was in there. Tons of good YouTubers in there. I think there was only one group I didn't recognize. But it's a great song called I May Be the Biggest Cunt in the World or something like that. I forget the exact name.
Monkey, check stream chat real quick.
Yeah, we can talk about that. I forgot.
Okay. I didn't know if that was like a secret or something.
No. It's not. Tomorrow is guest night, guys, and Andy and Chris Worski will be joining us.
Yay!
They were supposed to join us the last time I had my turn, but they ended up in Portugal instead. That's how bad they didn't want to be on the show. They crossed the Atlantic.
Hey, guys.
But yeah,
yes.
They'll be joining us.
Sorry. I'm kind of starting to get into a lot of pain again.
Okay, well, go rest up.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know what is wrong with me, and we still don't know.
Pregnant.
I'm not pregnant.
Watch those toilet seats. You never know where I've been.
Fortunately, you're in what, Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His dick is that long.
Mm,
Gross.
you motherfucker!
Oh
I just taken a drink.
Don't kill a monkey.
Oh,
I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm gonna
All right.
get some extra sleep tonight, so hopefully, I'll make sure that I make it through all tomorrow.
All right. Feel better.
For you guys.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Andy and Chris window licker. Oh my god.
God. Oh Jesus.
I was watching
yes.
his stream today. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was watching his stream today, and I don't know if you remember when we first started doing this, we used to get a lot of questions about what YouTubers we like.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was asked about Andy Worski, I said I shouldn't like Andy Worski, and I really shouldn't, because generally I don't like a bombastic character. Like if you go back to Sam Kinison, if you watch his comedy specials, he does a lot of really funny stuff, and then he starts yelling into the mic and like, no, fuck that, I don't want to watch that. And Andy's very much like that. But then I'm watching his stream today, and he brings up the subject of when he's in the gym, people stare at his dick.
What?
Yes, he's convinced that when he's at the gym, everybody there is just staring at his dick.
Okay.
And I watched this for about 20 minutes before I had to go, and he just completely derailed the whole stream talking about his dick for 20 minutes. Like, I understand why I like Worski now. There's a kinship there. That's the kind of shit I would do on this. I've done it before with cereal soup. I've done it with asshole licking. So I think it's just a kinship with the way his brain works. But yeah, I can't wait to talk to them again. They're really great guys. When the national anthem is on, do you stop and face the music or flag? The flag.
The flag. You put your hand over your heart and. Scribe light here. The XBT scribe light pen. Yes, I know. My name happens to be also the name of a pen with a flashlight on it. That was not intended. I keep wondering if I'm ever going to get a cease and desist letter from those guys. And I'll have to say, well, hey, can I just change my name to Scribe? Will that be okay? I don't want to get sued.
Skeptox says they will really take over this stream. It will be so cool.
Yeah, I imagine I'll just be kind of sitting back and just listening most of tomorrow night.
They're really not. They're really not that bad. I don't know how many of their streams you've watched.
I haven't. Yeah.
Unless they get off on something like Andy's dick, it's actually really just
Andy Dick.
Andy Dick. Oh, I would never compare. No, Andy Dick is an asshole. He helped kill Phil Hartman, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see Ted Danson has a new? Not Ted Danson. Dan Fielding from Night Court. What the fuck is his name?
John Larroquette.
Yeah, John Larroquette. He has a new sitcom coming out.
He does. No, that's good.
Yes.
I always like John Larroquette. The John Larroquette show for the first season of that was like practically noir.
Yeah,
it was so good, and then they changed the whole theme of it by the second season. It was like, eh. But that first season where he's like working at the late night in the bus terminal and everything. Mm-hmm. That was a good show. It was relatively dark humor though, which was kind of weird for, I think it was NBC, but
I will forever love him for Dan Fielding.
Oh yes, Dan Fielding's amazing.
He's a great character.
He was also.
Yeah,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
He's got a new show called Me, Myself, and I, and the premise is actually pretty cool. It follows the same man in childhood, in midlife, and then when he's old. Mm-hmm. But it kind of jumps around to tell the story. Sure. I'm interested to see how well they pull it off, because it could be great or it could be absolute shit.
Did you know that John Larroquette was the narrator for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I did not.
Yeah, the opening crawl that sort of tells the backstory, that's John Larroquette. And then when they did the remake in 2003 or whatever it was, they brought him back again to do the narration for it. So yeah,
he's got a good voice for it.
Let's see. Maladjusted One says, did we hear about Toys R Us is in bankruptcy? Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah. And this shouldn't be a surprise. Toys R Us has had problems before. They are such a niche store. Mm-hmm. And if you ever go into a Toys R Us, yeah, they have a lot of really cool toys, but they also have a lot of just shit filling their shelves.
Yeah, a lot of cheap crap.
Yeah, and it's hard to maintain that. if they got rid of most of their stores and just kept it in like, you know, really, really big cities, they could probably stay afloat, but it'd be a much, much bigger or much, much smaller.
They need to downsize
operation.
their spaces. They don't need warehouses anymore for their toys.
Yeah.
I mean, they should be more like KB Toys at this point, like little boutique stores with a lot of specialty toys and things.
Or even move most of their operation online.
Oh yeah, that too. I mean, if you want to take that warehouse space and turn it into like a mini Amazon where you're just like storing it and shipping it and stuff. But yeah, they're not going to compete against the video game market, which doesn't really require toys anymore, because I mean, apps are toys now. Games are the toys now. People, I mean, action figures and stuff. I don't even know if there's much of a market anymore for action figures outside the collector's market. I don't know if little kids actually play with action figures anymore.
Uzi Q says Phil Hartman's wife shot him to death in his sleep. Yes, reportedly because she was on cocaine given to her by Andy the Dick.
Yeah, Andy Dick. So the rumor is, and again, this is rumor or at least information from outside sources, but John Lovitz from Saturday Night Live, he reports it as Andy Dick was the one that got Phil Hartman's wife hooked again on coke, and her cocaine insanity is what led to Phil Hartman dying. So John Lovitz holds Andy Dick accountable, if not outright responsible for the events that led up to Phil Hartman getting killed. So
yeah, and they were close back on.
Super close. Yeah.
I love John Lovitz.
Oh, John Lovitz was great. I mean, Phil Hartman was just a legend, absolute legend.
He was such a great comedic actor, and his facial expressions. I think like people like Jim Carrey way overdo it.
Yeah.
Phil Hartman did it just right.
Let's see. Lucky 7 got to go. Good night, everyone. Bye, Lucky.
Night, Lucky.
Let's see.
Yeah. Do we have more questions? I feel like I missed something. Scribe Light and Monkey, please talk about the movie Con Air. I fucking love Con Air.
Garland Green.
It's such a stupid ass movie.
It is. It's just, and it's so weird because it was the first time I'd ever seen John Malkovich do something abjectly dumb as a movie. Because I always thought of him as a really high-minded artistic actor and everything, from like, Of Mice and Men and all those other things. But then Con Air, some dumb action movie, like, holy cow, what? I mean, he adds a level of gravitas that movie otherwise would not possess.
I love movies like that. It's one of the reasons I'm so happy we do our series. I don't necessarily mind a dumb movie. I miss those. I miss movies that just have a completely fucking retarded premise. Night, baby, I love you. I'll take you in here in a few minutes. CQ says Malkovich did it for the money. I don't care.
He might have, but it was fun.
Yeah, I like fun movies. Favorite Nicolas Cage movie. This is probably gonna get me in trouble, but I love National Treasure.
It's either Raising Arizona or Raising Arizona, Lord of War, and Leaving Las Vegas. It's difficult because those three are so good in their own way, and they're so different from each other. So yeah, pick one of those three, and I could watch either one of those, flat out, whatever. They're so good.
Skeptic asked me, being a military brat myself, I became very extroverted. Did that happen with you, Monkey? No. I've always been kind of weird in that I was a very shy child, but I made friends easily. And with my friends, I was very outgoing and had a lot of fun. But if you weren't in my circle, I didn't avoid you because I didn't like you. I avoided you because I thought I was worried about what you thought about me. That didn't change until my brother died. When he died, I just decided, because he died at 17, and the thought of living my life scared of what people think of me and not actually getting to live freaked me out. So when I started school the next year, I decided to be the most outgoing person you ever met. And I was. I had fun with it, and it worked out very well for me. I ended up being quite popular in high school. So It wasn't the moving around that did it. It was, you know, major life events. Cody Fry says National Treasure was meh, but to each their own. I won't judge you on your movie preferences, only on your book preferences. I like a lot of really dumb movies. One of my absolute favorite movies is I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. And if you've ever seen that movie, that'll tell you all you really need to know about me. I have seen that movie so many times I can quote it from start to finish. Favorite baseball movie? The Sandlot is probably my favorite, says Cryptic. I really liked 61. But my favorite baseball movie is it's a tie between Major League, which yes I know is cheese, and Bull Durham. Bull Durham is excellent.
I really like The Natural and,
good one.
And Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams was so good. That movie should not have worked. The premise is fucking retarded.
It's so weird. It's such a weird movie, but they pulled it off so epically. I mean, everybody was great. James Earl Jones was great. God, Burt Lancaster as Moonlight Graham. That guy just, oh man, Burt Lancaster. Oh, what a great actor. So good.
I didn't even realize until years later that Ray Liotta was in that movie.
Oh yeah, it was a baby practically. I mean, in relative terms. Oh, did you see the new Punisher trailer?
I haven't.
Okay, well, when you get a chance to watch it, we should talk about that.
Okay. Scotch wants to know if we've seen the Blade Runner trailer. Yes, I have.
I've seen at least one or two of them.
I've seen two.
I'm still not convinced that it's a necessary movie. And I've heard rumors that secret scenes were filmed with Sean Young reprising her role as Rachel, which doesn't make any sense because she should have died after 3 years later or something because of the lifespan of the replicants. But what the fuck do I know?
Well, that's gonna. I don't want to ruin the movie, so I'm not going to give you my thoughts on live or on live here. Sure. Jenna P. Ranching Monkey, sorry about your brother. Nothing can compare with a young person losing their life. It was rough, but that was a long time ago. And this is something it's serendipity here. If my mother and brother hadn't died when they did, my life would not be what it is right now. Mm-hmm. I would have went through high school being just the very shy, quiet kid who did his homework and did everything he was supposed to do. I probably never would have met my wife. I certainly wouldn't have had the courage to hit on her and bed her. Is that a good way to say it?
Sure.
So it was horrible, but it also made me the man I am. So it sucked, but that's life.
Yep.
Fuck the cup, pour it in my hand. It's fuck the cup, pour it in my hand for a dime is the quote. Jeez. That is from I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker with Chris. The Chris Rock scene is fucking awesome. How much for a rib? Oh, God. Did we miss any questions here? I'm sorry, I'm talking so much.
Probably.
I feel like I'm taking over here.
Taking over you?
Favorite hockey movie?
Slapshot.
Oh, definitely.
Paul Newman, Slapshot. There's no reason to watch any other hockey movie. My sister would say Mighty Ducks, but to hell with that, Slapshot. And not the remake, not the remake, the original, the Paul Newman original.
Yes. Jesse Jess says, my favorite Meatloaf song, Objects in the Rearview Mirror. My favorite Meatloaf song is 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad. It's one of those songs that if you listen to the lyrics, it doesn't say what you think it does. The chorus is, I want you, I need you, but there ain't no way I'm ever going to love you. And it makes it sound like he's just a dick to women. But if you listen to the song, he's actually like that because a woman just fucking broke his heart.
Yeah.
It's such a good song.
Punisher says favorite hockey movie, The Cutting Edge. No, The Cutting Edge is the best figure skating movie. It is not the best hockey movie. I hate to tell you this. And you know what? I DB Sweeney and what's her name in that? I actually really like that movie. I liked it when I was growing up as a kid. Toe pick, that whole thing.
Yes, toe pick.
I like Cutting Edge. I do.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's not a good hockey movie though. Just so you know.
Scotch wants to know if we've seen Major League 1 and 2. I've actually
Yes.
seen Major League 1, 2, and 3
Yeah, God, 3.
with Scott Bakula.
Scott Bakula.
Favorite bobsledding movie? Is there any other one besides Cool
Runnings? Yeah. The Jamaican bobsled team.
Does basketball count as a baseball movie? No, it does not.
No, it's basketball. It's not baseball.
I fucking love basketball.
Let's
it is so dumb. But for me, it works.
Best hockey movie, Miracle. Miracle was okay. I mean, I like Kurt Russell. It is based on a true story. It was just a bit too. It was just a bit too sort of like, you know, foregone conclusion, feel good movie stuff. Like, okay.
Peter wants to know: would you still have fucked that girl he met in the bar after she removes her leg and shit? Yeah, fuck yeah. I forget her name, but that chick is hot as fuck. She played Cherry.
Favorite basketball movie?
What was the one that Gene Hackman did? Hoosiers.
Oh, Hoosiers. Yeah, it's decent. Space Jam.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, and then Scotch the Space Jam. Yeah, there you go.
Cody Fry wants to know what our thoughts are on the gun rights, gun control debate. I don't own guns myself, but yeah. I support the Second Amendment.
I don't own any guns. I support the Second Amendment. Same thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of guns, but yeah, this is a longer conversation we don't have time for. I do have some thoughts on it, but we'll have to save it for another deep topic.
Nothing for you here wants to know what month I was born in. I was born in April.
Let's see.
Oh, Unnecessary Roughness. It was actually called Necessary Roughness.
Yeah,
best football movie.
Roughness, yeah.
Best football movie, hands down, is The Replacements. That movie is awesome.
God, what was the Burt Reynolds one?
Oh God!
Was it The Longest Yard or something?
Yeah,
like
it's the one that Adam Sandler remade.
Oh God, fuck that one. God, there's been some really good football movies. I'm trying to. God, I don't know.
I really liked Any Given Sunday too, even though I think it was a bit over the top.
Yeah, that one was. That was all right. Scribelight favorite Morgan Freeman movie. Chain Reaction. No, I'm kidding.
Glory is my favorite one he's in.
Shawshank Redemption by leaps and miles. Shawshank Redemption.
Jacob wants to know if you guys want to know my birth date. I was born April 22nd, 1975. You know, I actually there was a video I was going to comment on today, and I didn't because there were 4 comments and 22 likes, so I just left it be.
Oh, okay. I don't think that stopped me.
I'm so conceited. If I see my birthday anywhere, I have to stop and stare at it. April babies are best babies. Hell yeah. Because Grand Monkey was born in April too.
Timothy Seelbeck, that was called Remember the Titans.
Football movie, the one where Remember the Titans was a good movie.
Yeah, it was decent. Let's see. I like both Bruce Almighty and Evan Almighty. Well, you're one of the few. I didn't like Evan Almighty that much.
I didn't hate either of them. I thought Bruce Almighty was definitely better. But I didn't hate either of them. Straight Sith Mail says for the football, the original
Longest Yard. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The Burt Reynolds one. Yeah. We got 6-minute warning, guys. If you have any final questions or anything, or statements or controversies.
One said, do you guys remember the program? The guy painted his face like a skull. I don't.
I remember the title. I think I might have seen the movie a long time ago, but it was only once.
Crack says regarding Morgan Freeman, his 60-minute interview with Mike Wallace. That is epic. If you haven't seen it, that is a
good one. Yeah, that is a really good. Favorite ghost movies? Oh God. The Entity. The original Amityville Horror, even though it's dated as fuck at this point. And I really like the Nicole Kidman movie, The Others. It's got a bit of a Sixth Sense thing going on, but all the same, it was kind of an interesting one.
I don't remember the name of it. Alyssa Milano was in it.
Alyssa
I forget.
Milano. You mean Kiss of the Vampire?
No. She. There's this ghost who I think it was in her house. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah, it must be because Alyssa Milano. Holy cow!
He's an old man, and this was back when she was still a child actor, and she eventually helps him find happiness and get on with where he was going. I love that movie just because one.
Oh, Poltergeist. What am I thinking? Jesus.
Oh, Poltergeist was excellent.
Yeah, and of course you have Ghostbusters if you consider Ghostbusters a ghost movie, but it's not a ghost movie per se. It's sort of. I don't know. It's a bunch of things.
Are you a dog or cat person? I'm a cat person.
I'm a cat person, generally speaking. Yeah.
What is your favorite Edgar Allan Poe writing? Mine would be The Cask of Amontillado.
Probably The Telltale Heart. Scotch, am I the only one that's seen Star Wars Ewok? Well, I've seen Caravan of Courage, if that's what you're talking about. And the sequel, whatever that was called.
Mm-hmm.
Stir of Echoes was pretty good. Yeah, Stir of Echoes was all right. I mean, for Kevin Bacon movies, okay. It came out about the same time as Sixth Sense, though, so it didn't get nearly as much play because Sixth Sense kind of owned the ghost market at that point. Frighteners. Oh, yeah, the Frighteners, Peter Jackson and Michael J. Fox and all those guys. That was a decent flick.
6 Watts asked how I like living in Michigan. I hate Michigan. I fucking hate this state. I like living somewhere where there's actual seasons, all 4 seasons, and there's just not in Michigan. Like this year, I think we had like 4 days I would consider hot. I remember when we visited my father-in-law, the temperature the one day was 114 degrees, and I was in heaven. I don't think we've ever reached that where I live.
Uh-oh. Jacob Jett has tweeted me saying, it's official, my senior quote will be tongue butter turtle caves.
Oh, that would be awesome. I want to.
Oh man, send us a screenshot, or
Yes.
or whatever, or cover up your face if you're worried about being identified. But yeah, definitely want to see that in print.
I will put that in a video.
Oh, the Ghost of Canterville with Alyssa Milano. Was that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. 3-minute warning,
right.
guys. 3 minutes to go. Oh, I know what my favorite ghost movie was. Mr. Boogedy on the Disney Channel special. Mr. Boogedy. Boogedy, boogedy, boo.
Kaga Mendoza says, Monkey Michigan only has 2 seasons, winter and construction. Yes. It's true.
That's great.
Well, they fix the roads,
Yeah.
and then they run the plows over them. And if you've ever seen the plows, you will see fucking sparks coming out from underneath these things. They just tear up the roads again. Academic Cub asked me if I'm in the UP. No, I'm not. I'm not that far up.
Bows or guns, Ranting Monkey?
I like shooting both. I'm more accurate with a gun.
Uzi Q says the Ghost and Mr. Chicken with Don. There you go.
Don Knotts, man, American classic, right?
Yeah, American icon. God, Barney Fife. Jeez. He was in Pleasantville. He played the TV repairman or whatever.
Oh, Lucky Pop Tart says Willow says hi. Tell Willow I said hi.
Hi, Willow. 2-minute warning, guys. We're almost at the end. Bet Scribe's watching Ghost Dad over and over. Yeah, God. Yeah, because Bill Cosby is Ghost Dad, man. I can't get enough of that. All right, well, guys, we're going to call it about there because by the time I finish this, we'll be over the line. Everybody in chat, thank you so much for coming, as always. We really, really do appreciate your continued loyalty and just contributing so much. You guys collectively are the 4th co-host of this show on any given night. Thank you to everybody who donated. All the outstanding ads, I'll work on those between now and tomorrow night to have those ready. Granted, there's time. I'm cagey about wanting to talk over our guests or take too much time away from them. So we'll see, but they definitely will be on the air either tomorrow or the next day. I promise. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things over the course of the stream. And tomorrow our guests will be the Worski brothers. So be sure to be here to see them live. And when we get to question time, you'll have an opportunity to ask them questions, not just us. Monkey, thank you so much for joining me tonight. SDA, even when you hear this, please get better and feel better. Being sick's no fun. And everybody else, your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.